let's get into it. I understand. Before I say this, I understand that Dallas was down 2-0 to the Phoenix Suns and that the Phoenix Suns had beaten them 11 straight times. I understand that a year ago the Phoenix Suns were down 2-0 to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Wait a minute, you killing me.
Up 2-0.
You taking all my material. You trying to confuse me before I even get started. My God.
That's right. I'm going on the offensive. They were down up 2-0 to Phoenix Suns. Were up 2-0 to the Milwaukee Bucks last year in the finals. But Rob Parker, this is not prisoner of the moment. This is not just based on one game. This is not something I've come to haphazardly. This is something I believe wholeheartedly. And I believed it before the series, and that's why I picked the Celtics in 6. I do think the Heat may win another game. I got respect for them. But, Rob, the better team is clear. And that's when you say it's over. I know there may be a series here or there where the best team doesn't win. But this one, the best team is evident. It's the Boston Celtics. And if they stay healthy and are not besieged with injuries, it's over, Rob. It's over. 6 games, 5 games, whatever. I'd be shocked if it goes 7. The Miami Heat are going down because they're facing a better squad in the Boston Celtics, and I'll give you all the reasons why a little later, but I'm just putting that out there. All
right. No way, no how, Chris Broussard. This is a classic case of premature analysis. Is that it? Can I say that? Premature analysis.
I'll let it slide.
Okay. Chris.
Yeah, I thought you would say something else.
No. I'm not going to do that. Okay. I'm trying to hold on to my job and Hall of Fame stature. Can I do that? I'm not going to blow it between tonight and Wednesday, Chris. I promise you. No, I hear what you're saying. On paper, Boston is the better team. I'll give you all of that, but it's just not played like that. The Mavericks were a classic example. You just talked about the numbers and how they were owned by the Suns, up 2-0. Man, it doesn't matter that they're going to Dallas. What big deal? They'll win one. We'll be up 3-1 and close this thing out. We're on the revenge tour. We're going back to the finals. We're going to claim what was ours and that we didn't take last year, right? And in the case of the Celtics, here's why I put up a red flag, and I put my hand up, and I caution you. Can you see my hand, Chris? I'm cautioning you. We've seen this team gag. Not 3 years ago, Chris. Yes. We've seen this team gag in the last series. You can't forget that. They had a chance to beat the Bucks at home. And let me give you some little information, Chris. In that game, the Celtics had a 97.1 chance of winning the game with 141 left in the game. It dropped down to 84, which is still high when Giannis stepped to the line at the end of the game. And then, you know what? The Bucks won it anyway behind some legendary defense that we saw from Drew Holiday, and the rest is history. Now, they came back and they won the series, and I get that, Chris. But my point is they blew a 14-point lead, were in control of the game the entire way, and then disintegrated in the fourth quarter. That's what scares me about these Boston Celtics, is that it can happen. It's if you're Miami, you know that this team can melt down, not to give up, not to say, oh, we're down, we can't come back against this team, because we've seen it. And I know they split him in Miami, which is the goal and the dream, but I'm just not ready. I don't believe in the Celtics all the way. Not yet. So I hear what you're saying. You can stick your chest out, feel good about what they did last night when they got their guys back. But there's a little piece of me And I'm talking about brain-wise. You know I am.
Is that a
Alex, Alex, you don't have that, do you?
Maybe.
Nah,
there's a
man.
little piece of it.
Thanks, Rob.
That's a drop.
Alex, no. Alex, the tape is flubbed right there. There's some mistake on it.
I'm glad I roll on multiple windows now.
Oh, my God. Anyway, a little birdie in the back of my brain is saying, don't fall for it. Don't be premature on this. It can turn around. We've seen it. Chris, we saw it with the Dallas Mavericks in that series. We saw it last year in the finals. We saw it when Milwaukee took on Brooklyn and was up 2-0 and got run out of the gym in Brooklyn in Game 2. They lost by like 35 points. Oh, my God. This is no series. And guess what? The Bucks came back and won that series in a Game 7. So I'm just saying, I'm not buying into your Celtics, who are still, to me, untested.
All right, here's the thing. All of our longtime listeners out there, they know the deal, Rob. Now, the new listeners might be fooled, but I'm going to bring them up to speed right now. If Rob Parker truly believed what he had just said, he would have been like, Chris Broussard, stop it! You're a prisoner of the moment. This is what you do. When are you gonna learn? Oh, last year you were like on the Chris Paul bandwagon.
You
He's
were.
top 5 of all time. And what happened? And now here you go again. That is the Rob Parker who believes what he said. Instead, we got, I understand what you're saying.
Oh, wow.
There's a little piece, a little tiny, small, real small piece
Not
of
that
me
small. Not that small.
that believes, that these Celtics aren't for sure, for certain. He didn't even use his favorite word, fugazi, because he knows they're not fugazi.
Have you ever heard of shrinkage? Oh, that's another story. Go ahead.
And he knows that, look, you said it, Rob, on paper, and you covered the league long enough, as did I. And you've talked to coaches who will say, look, there are plenty of high lottery picks, Rob, that don't pan out, right? But when you are drafted, in most cases, when you are drafted that high in the lottery, it says something about your talent. You might not pan out for various reasons, but you do have talent that stands out. And if that talent can be tapped into, then you can blossom. And that I heard coaches say that about Rasheed, Rob, who obviously went on and had a very good career. But what was Rasheed? The 2 pick? He was a high lottery pick. And he wasn't like the guy to necessarily lead his team to the championship. So some people look down at that. But Rasheed, you knew, had world-class talent because of his game, but also he deserved to be picked as high as he was. There's something about the guys, Chauncey Billups, who ended up blossoming. But even when he was looking like a bust his first 5-6 years in the league, he had that high-level talent that was evidenced by his lottery pick status. Rob, the Celtics start 4 high lottery picks. 3 of them, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, and Al Horford, were picked in the top 3 of their drafts. Marcus Smart was the number 6 pick. The Heat, meanwhile, are starting 2 undrafted guards, P.J. Tucker, a second rounder, Jimmy Butler, who obviously is a great player, but was the 30th pick in the draft, and Bam Adebayo, a low lottery pick, 14th. And so on paper, the Celtics are better. They've outplayed the Heat for all but 12 minutes of this series, and that is without 2 of their starters, Smart and Horford, for the first game, and Rob, both games being played in the Heat's gym. Now, you're right. Anything can happen. We've seen some crazy stuff, and maybe I'll be forced to eat these words, but I don't think so. So I'm willing to go out on a limb and say, it's over.